Have you ever judged someone, only to later realize you had no idea what they were going through? In a small town, tucked between worn-down buildings and hopeful hearts, a young girl named Mia quietly slipped into a new school. She was barely noticed, no friends, no whispers of welcome, just a lonely desk at the back of the classroom. For 3 weeks straight, Mia showed up late, every single morning. The teacher, Mr. Grant, a man known for strict rules and firm discipline, punished her without fail. Sometimes it was standing outside for a few minutes. Other times she had to sweep the classroom floor. No excuses accepted, no questions asked. The other students didn't say much. They simply watched, judged, assumed. Then came the 4th week. Mia stopped coming altogether. No one saw her. No one asked why. A few assumed she dropped out. Probably couldn't handle the pressure, someone whispered. Or maybe she just didn't care, another added. But no one knew the truth. Then, like nothing had happened, Mia returned in the 5th week. This time, something was different. She was early. In fact, she was the first to arrive, sitting silently in her usual seat long before the bell rang. When Mr. Grant entered the classroom, he raised an eyebrow at her punctuality, but his voice still carried that same cold tone. "You missed a full week, Mia," he said flatly. "That's not acceptable, but at least today you've come on time. Perhaps the punishments are finally working." The room went still. Then Mia slowly raised her hand. "Sir," she said softly, "may I say something?" Mr. Grant hesitated for a moment, then nodded. Mia stood up. Her hands shook slightly as she spoke. "I was raised by my mum, just the two of us. No siblings, no family nearby. 5 weeks ago, my mum collapsed at home. She was taken to the hospital, and things got bad, fast." Her voice cracked. "Every morning during those 3 weeks, I had to get up early, cook something for her, and walk to the hospital to give it to her before coming here. That's why I was late." A few gasps escaped the room. She continued, her voice steadier now. "Last week, I didn't come at all because my mum passed away. We buried her on Friday." The silence in the room was deafening. She took a deep breath. "Today I came early," she said, "not because the punishment worked, but because there's no one left to cook for, no one to visit. No one was waiting for me. From now on, I'll always be early." Then she sat down. No one moved. Not a single sound. The students looked away, their eyes full of tears they hadn't expected. Even Mr. Grant stood frozen. His hands trembled as he set down his books. The girl they'd all judged, the one they rolled their eyes at, whispered about, dismissed as lazy or careless, was carrying a weight far heavier than any of them could imagine. And none of them ever asked why. Moral of the story: before you judge someone's lateness, absence, silence, or attitude, pause, take a breath. You might be looking at someone who's carrying more than they can ever explain. Someone who didn't sleep last night because their world quietly collapsed while everyone else was resting. Someone who's showing up broken, but still showing up. Someone who's holding it together with trembling hands and a tired heart. It's easy to assume, to roll our eyes, to label someone as lazy, rude, or unmotivated. But what if behind that silence is grief? Behind that lateness, a crisis? Behind that forgetfulness, a sleepless night spent in a hospital hallway? Not every struggle makes noise. Some wear their battles in their eyes, in their posture, in the way they whisper, "I'm fine," when they're anything but. So before you point fingers or pass judgment, be the person who pauses. Be the one who sees beyond the surface, the one who dares to ask gently, "Are you okay?" Because sometimes, the kindest thing we can do is care enough to ask. The world doesn't need more critics. It needs more kindness. And maybe, just maybe, your small act of compassion could be the only light in someone's darkest day. Goodbye. Be kind. Always.